Hello and welcome back. If you're thinking about going solar, there's a lot to consider, and learning everything you would want to know can feel like a large endeavor. Today we'll go over some of the main points to understanding solar, as well as providing some sources so that you are better equipped to understand your system and any proposals presented to you. The first point will be exposure. You'll want to consider the best location for your solar panels. The angle, the facing, and the shading will determine your production. Ideally, you have space on your roof for enough solar panels to match your usage, as well as a south-facing roof, assuming you live in the northern hemisphere, and no shading from trees or neighboring buildings. If this is not the case, you may want to consider comparing the production and cost of both a roof and ground-mounted system. It's also important to note that local weather will impact production. You can check the sun's radiance in your area with NOAA.gov or NREL.gov, links provided below. Well, what about incentives? When adding solar power to your home, you'll want to research any local, state, and federal incentives available to you to offset the cost of adding solar power. These incentives can include subsidies, tax credits, local incentives, and more. The biggest of these is the Solar Investment Tax Credit, which is a federal credit and is equal to 30% the total cost of your system. Another big one is net metering, and is offered by some utility companies. If you'd like to learn more about net metering, we have a whole video on the topic, and the link will be provided below. By researching these incentives, you can help ensure that adding solar power to your home or business is cost effective. Incentives change over time, so shop around and see if you can get a better deal. Moving on to financing. When financing solar power for your home, you'll want to compare financing options to determine which is the most cost-effective option for you. You'll specifically want to pay close attention to the fine print and dealer fees, which can be up to 30% of the total price. Certain financing options will include prepayment penalties, early termination fees, or other hidden costs and fines. Additionally, you'll want to assess the interest rate and repayment terms to ensure that you're getting the best deal. It's often the case that with the lower interest rates comes more fine print. That brings us to roofing. Before you install solar, unless you've already opted for a ground mount, you'll need to assess the condition of your roof to ensure it can accommodate the installation. It's important to ensure that your roof is structurally sound and is in good condition before adding solar. If you expect your roof will need repairs within the next 10 years, we recommend making those repairs before you install solar. You'll also want to make sure your roof is properly insulated and sealed to ensure the installation is successful and safe. By taking time to assess the condition of your roof, you can ensure that you are ready to install solar and that you get the most out of your array. Another thing to consider is installation. When adding solar power to your home, you'll want to research reliable and experienced solar installers in your area. Additionally, you'll want to make sure that the installer is familiar with local codes and regulations. When selecting your installer, you'll also want to ask for references and read reviews online. You want to make sure that the installers have the necessary licenses and insurance as well. You may be pleasantly surprised to learn that solar arrays require minimal maintenance. Batteries, on the other hand, require a bit more care, as they are less resistant to the elements. If you plan to use a battery, you'll want to research the best type for your needs. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are a popular choice in solar due to their chemical stability compared to lithium ion batteries. You'll also want to make sure that your system is regularly inspected and maintained to ensure that it is working properly. Additionally, you'll want to make sure that your system comes with a warranty from the manufacturer. And finally, warranties. There are 3 types of warranty you'll want to make sure are included with your system. The manufacturer's warranty, covering the components, the production guarantee, to ensure your system produces as expected, and the installer's warranty, to protect against poor craftsmanship. By making sure that your system comes with all of these, you can ensure that you are protected in the events of any defects, damages, or underperformance in your system. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time.